So the last episode wasn't quite what I was expecting or wanted for the narrative. Unfortunately, I had to replay the Brentford game, a full explanation coming up next.
In a parallel universe, West Ham United decided that Slaven Bilic wasn't the right man to lead West Ham to glory at the London Stadium. Instead, they chose this man.
Hi there, my name is JNO.
What's up guys, and welcome to another episode of the West Ham World. We're on season number 4 and we're on episode number 2, and I have some explaining to do. If we have a look at the schedule, you can see that the Brentford game, which was on the channel last week, it ended 0-0. But now as we look at the schedule, we can see that we won 4-1. Now unfortunately, I went to carry on playing and that save corrupted. But the save beforehand, because I have rolling saves, was fine, so we played on from there. I tried to get a draw, and I believe we had it at 1-1 at one point. Yeah, 29th minute I scored, and then they scored 29th minute, and then Luan decided to perform better than he's performed in any game for me at all in this game, period. So unfortunately we won 4-1. To kind of balance it out, when I went 1-0 down against Everton, I didn't do anything to try and fix that result. I didn't try and adapt. I wanted to lose points because I felt that would be fairer. So we actually beat Brentford, then we lost to Everton, then we played the next games properly, and we managed to get 3 victories and 1 draw. We played Olympique Marseille in the Champions Cup Best Place playoff leg 1 and 2. We won 4-1 in the first leg, which set us up very nicely. Luan scoring again, Will Hughes, David Klaassen getting 2, Carlos Vela scoring for them. In the second leg, it was 2-2. Luan again has just completely rejuvenated himself with this reboot, I suppose you could call it, getting 2 against Marseille in France. Against QPR, Egerstein and Van Ginkel got on the score sheet as Albrighton got sent off. And then we had a very disappointing performance against Stoke, but still somehow managed to pick up the victory with Draxler getting on the score sheet. So today what we have for you is a game against Tottenham Hotspurs at home, and then our first Champions League game against Legia. I know I'm saying that wrong, apologies. On this episode, hopefully 2 victories. Tottenham are our big rivals and usually are somewhere near the top of the table. So why don't we have a quick look at the table, see how things are going on with that. We can see that Tottenham are currently sitting in second place on 10 points, with Liverpool having won 4 out of 4 with 12 points. Okay, so we start with the 4-4-2, which you guys are used to by now. It is Rajkovic in goal with Wisdom and Davies as the wing-backs. Keane and Oxford as the centre-backs, with Tolisso sitting just in front of them. Will Hughes as the central midfielder, with Draxler and Van Ginkel as the wide men, with Klaassen sitting just behind Luan. We're facing a Tottenham side that has done incredibly well in this game, so this should be a tough fixture. But I believe we did beat them last season in this same tie. Okay, so we kick things off, and like I've said before, this Tottenham side is a decent side. Players like Kane, Firmino, Keita I think they've got as well. They've done really well for themselves in this save. Hopefully our 4-4-2 does well against this 4-2-3-1, playing in that space between the attacking midfielders and the fullbacks, as Rajkovic makes an early save there 12 minutes in. Wow, they've had 6 shots, 4 on target, but all of them have been long shots. Okay, they've had 2 decent chances now. We've had nothing. We've had absolutely nothing. Although Hughes has a shot there, Lloris saves it. That came a bit out of nowhere. Hopefully we're about to win the header here and build something again. Davies playing against his former club as well here. They let him go on a free, so it would be nice if he had a good tie. Although it looks like they're going to have another shot on goal, as whoever that player is runs at us. They've only had 1 half chance, but other than that, they've dominated this game, which isn't great. Alright, Luan is whipping a ball in now. It falls back out wide to Luan. Luan can look for a ball inside. He finds Hughes, who finds Van Ginkel, and it's 1-0. We've literally just changed it to control, and Van Ginkel has managed to get through, cutting in from inside on the left, and scored. Pretty much straight from my change to control. I feel like we maybe were sitting too far back with counter. I do need to kind of figure out what teams to play counter against and what teams to play control against. Now, I try play control against teams I feel are going to be pushing further forward, but sometimes that completely backfires. But when I play counter against this Spurs side, we weren't getting any chances. So we're trying to dominate the game by controlling the game now and getting forward with the ball and keeping it forward. And Luan turns his man. Luan, you've been performing off camera, and then we get on camera and that is the best you've got for us. But sometimes I play counter against teams that could be sitting back and it doesn't work either. So if I could watch the whole game, it would be a lot easier to see what was actually going on. But for YouTube value, YouTube viewership, I doubt playing the whole game is going to be something people want to see. Okay, so with this result at the moment, if it stays this way, we will actually go up to second place above Spurs. We've got a game played over Liverpool though, so we don't know what the Liverpool result will be. As the ball comes out, Hughes should get there if he runs. Thank you for running, Hughes. You scared me a bit for a second then. Keane has the ball, finds Draxler. Draxler can play it through to Luan. Plays a great ball to Klaassen. Klaassen can't get it past Lloris. That ball from Luan to Klaassen was delicious. Mwah. My Italian roots showing there. Only from like grandfather's side, so there's not much Italian there, but I've got some Italian there. Don't ask me to try and explain the Italian transfer rules though. Loki and Durr have had enough problems with that. Don't ask me to get involved. As Luan now has the ball, can he get a decent shot away? We're getting more chances. This is starting to look a lot healthier over here on the match stats as we look at making a substitution. We'll take off Klaassen just because we want to make sure we don't get a player sent off, and he was on a 6.5 anyway. I'm going to bring on Berahino. Berahino usually goes on a scoring run for me, and then I get to pre-season, or I just feel like Luan or Egerstein could do better. They have better stats. I need to start ignoring stats and reputation and all that stuff. If Berahino is scoring, I should take advantage of it. As Tottenham look like they're going to build a chance here. Wow, almost. You never know with those shots, with the keeping in this game the way it is. You never know if that's going to bounce off the keeper's back and end up in the back of the net. Fortunately, we kept Kane's shot from a distance. We are going to tell them to tighten up, and this is usually where I'll concede now. But we are 1-0 up. Ideally, we'd like to keep it that way. I mean, 17 of their 27 shots, or 21 of the 31 shots have been from long distance. Only 4 from our 12 have been. So we have actually had only 2 shots less than them from inside the box. Our chances have been better. I always feel like these two here, clear cut and half chances, are more important than these top two. As Davies picks up the ball here, passes it inside to Lanzini. Berahino gets the ball. Can he run at his men? Plays it back to Lanzini. Oh wow, I think he got tackled there, to be honest. Now Kane has it. There's so much space for Lamela out there. Davies with a great track back and tackle. And Rajkovic with a great ball to Van Ginkel. Van Ginkel to Lanzini. We now break to Berahino. One more to Draxler. Can he find a ball inside to Lanzini? 2-0. What a great counter. I was worried we were going to get countered there. And Davies, with great tracking back and tackling Lamela, started that play and got us a second goal. Rajkovic with a great ball to Van Ginkel. Then Lanzini, Berahino and Draxler do the rest. And it is 2-0. I keep thinking about selling Lanzini because with Draxler, with Van Ginkel, with Will Hughes, where is Lanzini going to play? But when Lanzini plays, he does that. I have too many good midfielders. That's my trouble at the moment. As we win this game 2-0, great result. Now we have our first Champions League game to play, and I'm doing that a lot. I don't know why. But what a great performance there from us, beating Tottenham. Always good to beat a London rival. Now let's go get our first win in the Champions League group stages. So it is time for our first fixture in the Champions League, and we are playing a very defensive looking 4-4-2 diamond there by Legia, or Legia. Oh, wow. Don't like foreign clubs' names. That might be a problem being a Football Manager YouTuber. Anyway, we're sticking with our 4-4-2 formation. As you can see on the bench before we get into the lineup, Christoph Ayer. Christopher Ayer, hopefully I'm saying that right, has signed for the club. He was a pretty cheap transfer, 1.7 million, so I couldn't resist. He has the potential to become an absolutely great player. So we snapped him up before the transfer window slammed shut. I forgot to mention that in the last game. He is making his way onto the bench, as is Mark Anderson, as a young substitute. And the lineup we are going with is Rajkovic in goal, Davies and Wisdom, with Nicholas Saul back in the lineup after being sent off, with Reece Oxford, Tolisso sitting just behind Will Hughes, Draxler and Van Ginkel either side of Will Hughes, with Klaassen and Egerstein playing up top. Again, for some reason I've not picked Berahino. What is my issue? Berahino gets the business done, and then I just don't play him. Alright, we want them to pick up where they left off. The team talk has gone well, so we'll go straight into the match. And we do not want to be on counter against this lot. We want to be on control. Okay, so Davies with a cross into the box now. It's come outside of the box, but Van Ginkel will pick it up. Van Ginkel now takes his time, goes down the wing, attempts a cross into the box, but hits it straight at the keeper. We have a lot of men forward in that lineup. Never noticed how attacking that can be sometimes. But that's the thing, 4-4-2 doesn't mean that's the way it attacks, as Van Ginkel plays the ball across the field to Draxler. Draxler comes forward, finds the ball into the box to Van Ginkel. Oh, he's hit the crossbar. He's actually hit the crossbar. Great play between the two wingers there. The two wide men really showing their stuff. Van Ginkel, and nothing more needs to be said about Van Ginkel. He's just been outstanding since I signed him. Probably potentially one of my favourite players in Football Manager 17. At one point I may do an episode about my favourite players in Football Manager. At least this year's one. As Klaassen gets the ball in the box, plays it to Van Ginkel. Van Ginkel has to play it back to Wisdom, who's stayed back. Van Ginkel now has it, crosses it into the box. Draxler hits it over the post. Again, the Van Ginkel-Draxler combination doing the work for us, as both of them seem to cut in to either side of that box and find lots of space to get chances. Saul wins the header there. It looks like Legia may be bringing the ball forward now though. I really don't like saying the name because I'm worried I'm completely butchering it, and I'm just going to keep butchering it this episode because I've not learned how to say the name before I've started recording. This is patient build up by them here, but Davies wins the ball. Davies has been really good at left back, completely bullying Kieran Gibbs out the side so far. Klaassen plays it forward to Van Ginkel. Van Ginkel looks for Egerstein. Thought Egerstein would play it back to Draxler, but he plays it back to Van Ginkel with a great strike at the near post. Van Ginkel's finishing isn't that good, but he still gets the goals. And that's what we care about, is performance. Stats can look great, but if the player isn't performing, who cares? Van Ginkel plays it to Egerstein there. I thought Draxler was the sensible option, but he finds Van Ginkel, and Van Ginkel beats the goalkeeper at the near post. Any self-respecting goalkeeper would be a bit upset with himself for letting that in. But we'll take it, because that means we have 3 points. Juventus and Leverkusen are still drawing at the moment. So potentially we could be top of a group with Juventus and Leverkusen in, which would be nice. Which would be tasty. Alright, Klaassen comes forward with the ball now. Skips past one, tries to cross it in. Again, we've crossed it straight at the keeper. That's the second time I've seen that happen. Oh, Oxford picks up the loose ball there quite easily. Van Ginkel over to Draxler. They love playing that long ball to each other. Now Davies has time to cross. Egerstein, why did you not hit that first time? He controlled it away from goal, and then the chance had gone. Right, Oxford has picked up the loose ball again. Wisdom now plays it inside to Hughes. Wisdom has been very solid, maybe not as flashy as Davies, but I do feel like both wing-backs have been an improvement this year, as Will Hughes plays it out wide to Davies, who is forward. Draxler heads it down to Hughes, back out to Davies, who looks for another ball inside. Klaassen can't get on it. Draxler heads it back to the keeper's arms. A lot is happening, it's hard to keep up with. I'm not a professional commentator, as you can probably tell. I'm sure that's become abundantly clear if you've watched any of my videos. It does seem to be all us at the moment though, so I don't really want to change anything. Whenever they do get the ball, they seem to lose it as they go forward. I hope, again, I've not jinxed it, because you know what I'm like. I'll say something like that. I'm the kind of guy that says, oh, they're not really posing us any threat. and then they score. As this is nice build-up play, they've found their man on the left, tries to cross it in, but it's blocked by number 4. Really should know all the players' numbers, but I don't. Oh wow. Fortunately, it's straight at Rajkovic. That is their first really good chance of the game. That would have been devastating if it had gone in, but they hit it straight at my keeper. Leverkusen are beating Juventus. I personally think that is a good result for us, because I think Juventus will be the harder opposition in the long run. I'm going to tell them we're happy, keep it up. I want them to keep going. I want them to be positive. So we've not said anything with any negativity in. Oxford with a great tackle there though. Oxford has been really good in this game. I know it's probably not the best opposition he's ever going to play against, but he has been winning the ball frequently. Oxford again winning the ball there with an interception. Carson can play it inside now surely to Draxler. Plays it out wide in fact to Draxler. Davies now has so much space to run into. Davies with the cross inside. Egerstein, it looks like it takes a dodgy ass deflection. Yes it does. Pazdan has scored an own goal, but it has come from again Ben Davies with acres of space down that left, overlapping Draxler. Crosses it inside. Egerstein's shot is probably going wide, so thank you very much Pazdan. You've done us a favour. Juventus have pulled back against Leverkusen, so it's 1 point apiece again in that game. Egerstein tries to win the header. Talisso's won the ball. Out to Van Ginkel. To Klaassen. To Egerstein. Out to Draxler. There's only one man to beat there if you get past him. He does. Plays it out to Davies, who's always a safe option out there on the left. Van Ginkel with a shot, and it is saved by the Legia goalkeeper. Egerstein is going to come off now for Anderson because we're winning. It would have been Berahino if we're not. But his conditioning is not the greatest, or his match sharpness in fact isn't the greatest. And we will be taking off probably Reece Oxford because we need to protect him. The benefit of Andre Wisdom is he can play in the centre as well. Although you know what? Scratch that, we're changing. Oxford, you're going to come off for Aya because I want him to learn the defensive position. So that may be a mistake. But the idea is to turn Aya into a great centre-back. Because I've got plenty of midfielders. And I think Aya could be a great ball-playing defender if we can just get him to learn the defensive side of the game. Alright, so it's now... Maybe this isn't the best time to really be trying Aya as a centre-back. With Legia now getting an attack. Ideally, we do not want to be conceding here. Fortunately, that is hit over the bar by Wolski. It's a shot from distance, which is good. Hopefully, we will get away with playing a midfielder in defence, as we'll tell the team to tighten up. Maybe I should go to counter as well as a mentality. The Chevy has the ball now, can play it forward. He takes a shot from... What a shot! I hate it when that happens. What can I do about that? There is literally nothing I can do when a player scores from that distance. You can't plan for that. You just cannot plan for that. That is just pure class of a finish. Look at that for a strike. Top bins. Well done, lad. I can't say anything bad about that. We're going to go to counter. Please, whatever we do, West Ham, do not concede again, because that would be embarrassing. Anderson plays the ball into Klaassen. Klaassen with the shot. Over the bar it goes. We have won the game. Not as convincing as I'd like, but the important thing is we've won, which means we get the 3 points. Nothing I can do about that shot though. But what that has done is put us top of the group. Juventus and Leverkusen drew 2-2 in the end. So we are starting off our Champions League run right. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in as always to the West Ham World. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Smash that like button if you've enjoyed the 2 wins today on this episode. Again, apologies for that Brentford game. I've been JNO, you guys have been awesome, and remember, it's all about West Ham.